If you are over 40 like me, there is a good chance your legs are still strong, but your knees and lower back are starting to send warning signals. I remember unracking a heavy barbell and feeling pressure in my lower back before the first rep even began. The problem is not always muscle strength. Often it is joint recovery. Squats create significant compression on aging joints. That is why I switched to isometric holds. They build strength, create serious muscle tension, challenge the nervous system, and reduce joint stress. Today, I will show you 5 simple exercises using only your body weight and a wall. The first exercise is the single leg wall sit hold, and this is where things start to get really interesting. Think of it as the next level version of the traditional wall sit. If a regular wall sit feels easy for you, this variation will quickly show whether both of your legs are actually as strong as you think they are. To perform it, lean your back firmly against a wall and slide down into a wall sit position. Once you feel stable, lift one foot off the floor and place all of your body weight on the working leg. Keep your back pressed against the wall the entire time. The goal is not to survive the hold by shifting around. The goal is to stay strong, controlled, and balanced. You will mainly feel this exercise in your quadriceps, glutes, calves, and core. In fact, your core works harder than many people expect because it must prevent your body from tipping to one side. The most common mistakes are letting the hips drift sideways, secretly using the non-working leg for support, or allowing pressure to move away from the heel. I recommend holding for 15 to 45 seconds per side and completing 3 sets. Do not worry if one leg gives up much sooner than the other. That information is valuable. It tells you exactly where weakness exists. What I like most about this exercise is how well it carries over to everyday life. Walking, climbing stairs, stepping off a curb, and maintaining balance all depend on single leg strength. I have done regular wall sits for years, so this progression was a fun challenge. If you are new to isometric training, start with the standard wall sit first and build your foundation there. The second exercise is the sumo squat hold, and in my opinion, it targets one of the most neglected areas in lower body training. Most leg programs focus heavily on the quadriceps and hamstrings. Those muscles are important, but there is another muscle group that often gets ignored, the adductors, or inner thigh muscles. When these muscles become weak, knee stability can suffer. Hip movement may become restricted, and the knees are more likely to collapse inward during everyday activities and exercise. To perform the sumo squat hold, stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Turn your toes outward about 45 degrees. Lower yourself until your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor. Keep your chest open, your spine tall, and make sure your knees track in the same direction as your toes. Now, here is the secret that makes this exercise so effective. Imagine you are trying to push both feet outward against the floor without actually moving them. This creates tension through the hips and inner thighs while keeping the entire lower body engaged. You are not moving, you are creating force. One reason I like this exercise is that research suggests isometric training at longer muscle lengths can improve tendon stiffness. That may sound technical, but the practical benefit is simple. Stronger tendons help protect joints and transfer force more efficiently during movement. I recommend holding this position for 20 to 45 seconds and performing 3 sets. If you notice your knees collapsing inward, widen your stance slightly or reduce the depth. Remember, quality always beats ego. A controlled hold with perfect alignment is far more valuable than a deeper position with poor mechanics. The third exercise is the Nordic hamstring hold, and this may be the toughest movement in this entire routine. Most people spend years training the front of their legs with squats, lunges, and leg presses, yet the hamstrings often remain surprisingly weak. That imbalance can create problems because strong quadriceps combined with weak hamstrings place extra stress on the knees and increase injury risk. This is one reason I consider the Nordic hamstring hold one of the best isometric exercises for the backside of the lower body. To set up, kneel on a comfortable pad or mat. Secure your ankles under a sturdy object or have a training partner hold them down. From there, slowly lean your body forward while keeping a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Move as slowly as possible and stop at the most challenging position you can still control. Once you reach that point, simply hold. The primary muscles working here are the hamstrings, glutes, and spinal erectors. You will quickly discover that this exercise demands total body tension. A common mistake is bending at the hips to make the hold easier. Another is rounding the back or dropping suddenly toward the floor when the muscles can no longer control the movement. Stay tight and stay deliberate. I recommend holding for 10 to 30 seconds and completing 3 sets. Do not be surprised if the hold feels extremely difficult at first. That is normal. The biggest benefit is stronger hamstrings. Strong hamstrings help protect the knees, reduce the risk of injuries to the back of the thigh, and create better balance between the front and back of the legs. That balance is essential for long-term strength and healthy movement.
The fourth exercise is the calf raise hold, and this is probably the most overlooked exercise in the entire lower body. Most people are excited to train their quads, glutes, or hamstrings, but very few pay attention to their calves until something starts hurting. That is a mistake, because your calves play a much bigger role in daily movement than most people realize. To perform the exercise, stand near a wall for balance if needed. Rise up onto your toes as high as possible and hold the top position. Focus on staying tall and maintaining pressure through the balls of your feet. Once you can comfortably hold the position with both legs, progress to a single leg version for a greater challenge. One major benefit is improved circulation. The calf muscles are often called the second heart of the body because they help pump blood from the lower legs back toward the heart. Research has shown that regular calf training can support healthy circulation in the lower limbs. This may help reduce leg fatigue, swelling, and some age-related vascular issues that become more common as we get older. The second benefit is ankle stability. Every step you take begins at the foot and ankle. If the calves are weak, the foundation of movement becomes less stable, increasing the risk of strains, sprains, and other lower body injuries. I recommend holding for 30 to 60 seconds and completing 3 sets. Once you can easily hold for more than 45 seconds with both legs, move to the single leg version. I have to admit, this exercise looks almost too simple to be effective. That is exactly what I thought before trying it. Then reality arrived. Give it a shot and see how long you can last today.
The fifth exercise is the iso split squat hold, and this is one of my favorite tools for exposing something many people never notice until it becomes a problem. Most of us assume both legs are equally strong, but that is often not true. One leg usually does more work during daily life, and over time, that creates strength imbalances that can affect movement, balance, and joint health. To perform this exercise, step into a lunge position. Lower your body until your back knee is about 2 to 3 inches above the floor. Keep your front shin vertical and your torso upright. Once you reach the position, stop moving and simply hold. Sounds easy, right? Give it 20 seconds and your legs may have a different opinion. Research on single leg training suggests that unilateral exercises can help correct strength differences more effectively than many bilateral movements. This becomes especially important as we get older because better balance between the legs may reduce the risk of falls and lower body injuries later in life. While holding the position, pay attention to which leg starts shaking or fatiguing first. That leg is often the weaker side. Instead of ignoring that information, use it. Always train the weaker leg first and keep a separate record of how long each side can hold the position. Small differences today can become big improvements over the next few months. I recommend holding for 20 to 40 seconds per leg and completing 3 sets. Remember, this is not a competition. The goal is awareness, balance, and control. Strong legs are important, but equally strong legs are even better for long-term movement, stability, and confidence.
Now let us put everything together into a simple and sustainable isometric hold program. I recommend training 2 to 3 times per week. Resist the temptation to do these exercises every day. Many people think progress happens during training, but the real adaptation occurs during recovery. Your muscles, tendons, and nervous system need time to rebuild and become stronger. For each exercise, perform 3 sets. Rest 60 to 90 seconds between sets, and take longer breaks between exercises if necessary.
There is no prize for rushing through the workout. One habit that can dramatically improve your results is tracking your progress. After each session, spend 2 minutes writing down the exercise name, your hold time, and which leg fatigued first. These small notes provide valuable feedback over time. If you miss a workout, do not panic and do not try to make up for it by doubling the next session. Simply return to your normal schedule. Consistency over weeks and months will always beat occasional bursts of effort.
The biggest lesson from this video is simple. You do not need squats to build strong legs. What you need is muscle tension, time under tension, and proper positioning. Real progress is not measured by how exhausted you feel after one workout. It is measured by improvement over time. If your hold increases from 20 seconds to 45 seconds, your tendons are adapting, your muscles are producing more force, and your joints are handling load better. Choose 2 holds today. Track your times, stay consistent, and compare your results 4 weeks from now.